This one was written on January 9th, and it is called One Who Has Too Much. People may have looked her way and thought, wait a minute, she's had it all along. She got ahead at work, she made a ton of money, she's traveled around the country, and yeah, they tried to kill her, but after it's over, she found herself a man. Isn't that what it's all about, anyway? And she was running the poetry scene in one of the biggest cities in the country. And don't you dare tell me it's the second city, because that only shows what an East Coast snob you are, and that you don't know anything about architecture, or diversity, or caring about your fellow man. So, even if she's been ripped from her roots, I mean, she's got everything she materially wants. As they said in the 80s, what's her damage? It's a lot going here. I wonder what she'd think. I'm sure she'd probably say that you might be right, and he was, and is, the perfect person for her. And that it's a shame that it took almost dying to force me to find him. But then she'd think, don't think for a second that I'm the woman who has too much. Sure, we can complain that we lost all of our savings because of the crash after the internet boom, but I lost my soul before then. What do I have too much of? I have too much anger, I have too much angst, I have too much depression, because if you think you have it all, you don't. If you have it all, you can also have what everyone else doesn't want. And you can live with that torture all your life as you look around while everyone wonders why you look so sad after you seem to have it all. Yeah, you're right. I do have it all. I have the pain of 1,000 soldiers running toward an enemy that they don't understand, being told to kill when it's against their will, but it's their only choice. And even if I didn't see the slaughter, trust me, I went through the recovery for far too many months, for far too many years, and I'm still recovering from something that someone else did to me. And for some reason, I have to be the one who always has to atone. Maybe you don't understand because you don't realize what you already have. Because when you have it all, someone, somewhere, can take apart your body against your will while you try to piece your mind together and try to make sense out of what you have left. I was going to read 2 things from this book to make it 3, but then more bad news came today and I had to write something today. So here's another one for you, another happy one, thanks. This is called Or My Happiness or My Life, written today. What I have too much of is beyond my control. And that's not good for the control freak that's me. These things I have, these things that happen to me, leave me trying to repair the damage, leave me trying to improve on the disaster they caused. Right now, it's the economy, stupid. I lost more money by selling what little I have after the market has crashed to pay for a second home in a town that I was moved to against my will, though I was told it was for my own good. I have a house to finish paying for that I'm nowhere near, that I cannot live in and cannot sell without my losing what money I once put into what was supposed to be my home. I have debt. I have a debt that is weighing me down, and I swear I didn't make these choices before being shoved into this hole. The light's getting dim from within that hole as I feel the soil falling over my head. Not that that matters. I'm learning that I can do everything right and someone else will make some mistake and it will cost me my finances or my happiness or my life. I once turned the wheel of my car to save a motorcyclist from being killed by a speeding car. And my specific act of kindness and concern led me to the ER as half the staff of the hospital waited for days till I could start breathing on my own again. That's what I get for having too much concern for life. I've learned this. I've learned that over the course of my life, the battles just keep coming. And just when I think I should get a break, well, who am I kidding? Silly me. My soul gets worn having to protect myself from someone else's wrongdoing. What? Because I have too much compassion? That's what I get. At this point in the game, I should change my mantra to myself. Life may hurt less if I just keep repeating it until it becomes second nature. Just remember, the good things aren't meant for you. You should have learned that by now. We had two in here, and one was about having too much baggage, but I think we need a palate cleanser for that for the last one for you guys. This is from my book called Let Me See You Stripped, because it's a tiny little book of poems, stripped down. And this, I guess, if it's about too much of something, it's about having too much love. This is called Holding Hands. When we're walking down the street in stride, and our feet pump out the same rhythm, and our shoulders are almost touching, and our hands seem to brush up against each other for one brief moment. In that one brief moment, he reaches over and takes my hand. He slides his fingers around my hand, and I feel him move along my palm to my fingers. And when he moves along my palm to my fingers, no one knows what it feels like then, when his fingers curl and hold me tight. Well, it feels like pop rocks. You know that feeling when it feels like pop rocks. You know what it feels like when that candy is sliding down your throat after you let it explode, and it's still on your tongue and it's tingling. When it's still on your tongue and it's tingling, no one else is eating those Pop Rocks, and no one knows that tingling feeling, and this is my little secret. No one knows this feeling, and I love keeping this little secret when I feel this feeling like never before, and it makes me want to laugh and cry, because when I look around the room, I know no one is eating those Pop Rocks, and no one knows that feeling when he's holding my hand. No one knows the feeling when he's holding my hand. It's like candy and cupids and hearts and sunshine and these cliches, these generic symbols of love. They never explain it all just right. Those words never explain that feeling just right. It's catching your breath, falling from an airplane. It's climbing a mountain. It's standing on a glacier. It's following dolphins. It's swimming with the sharks. It's turning your head and seeing those fingers interlocked with yours as you're walking in stride. Because when those fingers are interlocked, you want to hold on for your life. For now, you now have something you never felt, all from holding his hand.